Our first and very honored guest is the coalition manager of the Dutch AI Coalition, the all-encompassing organization that supports and accelerates the AI ecosystem in the Netherlands. He works around the clock to kickstart their grand ambitions, and with results as the government just signed off on a new, fresh round of funding. What their goals are and how they incorporate with those of the AI Innovation Center, he will share with you today. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so happy he is here. Kees van der Klauw.
Thank you, Remy. Good morning, everyone. I'm very happy to be here in a place where it's all happening. AI is happening, and being live in an environment where people start working together on AI is extremely important for the success of the program. Yeah? We have seen AI coming up already 30 years ago. I recall when I was still a student, which is longer than 30 years ago, that people were already working on AI, and they were still hampered by computing power, by a lack of data. So the applications were very, very limited. But things have changed. We have almost indefinite computing power. We have lots of data, Internet of Things. So plenty of opportunities to start working. The scientists remind me that AI is still in the early phase, but it's already good enough to start working with AI. And that's why I'm so happy with the opening of this lab, where people work together on AI to make a difference. So there is a sense of urgency. You cannot postpone. We have seen already large companies in the United States, China, stepping up, and they have a tremendous head start already by working on AI for several years. It has been part of the strategy. Yeah. Europe, you could say, is late, but we have a second chance, and I think we have a very strong second chance to focus on responsible AI, human-centric AI. This is not just a statement, it can become a brand. But it's not a matter of having legislation that will protect people. It's also about adopting that legislation and make hell of a lot of good applications that are human-centric. Yeah? So it won't protect us, it's a stimulus to work on AI applications in every sector that makes sense. And it is about every sector. AI is not for the computer sector. AI is not for ICT. ICT is for farming, ICT is for healthcare, for logistics, many subjects. Every sector will be affected by AI. And it can be really a driver for business success if you start early enough. But there are many common interests. You could say, well, we start as an individual company, but there are so many aspects which are common to all sectors and where you cannot even differentiate. So why would you compete on aspects that are common? And this is also why I'm so happy with this lab, where people work together. In the National AI Coalition, the Netherlands AI Coalition, we have for that purpose horizontal working groups. Yeah? We have identified 5 common themes that we can work together on regardless of the application area. We have 13 application areas, and I already mentioned a few, but we also have the built environment, we have the public sector, many. Yeah? But they all have in common that they're looking for talent, they're looking for knowledge, they're looking for ways to share data in a good way, in a protective way, in a privacy-respecting way. They're also looking at what are the legislative frameworks. Yeah? What rules are there? And why would you invent yourself what the ruling should be? It's better to work with public authorities to jointly develop these rules and interpret those rules. And it's not a standard for the next 20 years. Every year we will have to learn and re-educate people and find out together what are the best frameworks. And that's, for instance, our working group on human-centric AI. Yeah? They look at social aspects, they look at legal aspects, etc. Talent, I already mentioned it. How are we going to educate people, not only the experts, but also people that work in a professional environment, you could say the average people, because they're going to work with AI sooner than they think. Yeah? You cannot postpone until retirement. Even I cannot postpone until my retirement. It's happening now. Yeah? And last but not least, new business in startups and scale-ups. They have a common challenge, how to get access to structural data, how to find partners in domains, yeah? And how to get growth capital. Starting capital is easier, but growth capital is a common challenge. Those are the horizontal aspects of the National AI Coalition. And I'm very happy that within 1.5 years, we have more than 450 parties joining. and more than 1,500 people working together, basically virtually in cyberspace, but very effective on those subjects. And this has been credited by the national government. We've received the grant, and it was made public 1.5 weeks ago on the Friday. We've received a grant of 276 million euros. That is an awful lot of money, but it's actually an acknowledgement of the importance of AI for the Netherlands in the European context. Still many things to arrange, for instance, the boundary conditions, the priorities, etc. So don't start calling me now or don't send me your bank number. It will become clear over the coming months. But actually it's a recognition of the collaboration that we have created in the Netherlands AI Coalition. And with that, I would like to give the floor to the people that really matter in this bright, nice environment, the people that work on AI. Thank you very much.
Yes, Kees, thank you so much for your opening remarks.